Good morning, everyone. My name is Earl Redrick. I'm the director of the local office for the U.S. Department of Housing, Urban Development out of Omaha, and I am peacock proud, honeymoon happy to be here this morning in the city of Lincoln. It's always a good time when we can come out, have a gathering, even in the pandemic, social distancing, mask, and all those things, and present funding for well-deserved work. And in the city of Lincoln, oh man, these guys do some amazing, amazing work. Most recently, September the 15th, our Secretary Marcia Fudge, talked about the announcement and funding for homeless services for youth, specifically youth across the country. And Lincoln, Nebraska was one of those recipients of funding. None of us should be surprised. I'm not surprised. As a person in my job for the last 9 years, I can tell you every time I go to Washington, D.C. or on the West Coast, folks rave about Lincoln, Nebraska, and the way we do homeless services and our social services networks. So I'm not at all surprised. I'm pleased that they applied, making the second of 2 recipients in our state for this type of funding. With that, I will say several places may have the right balance of leadership, abilities, network, social services, and political will. But in my experience in travels, nobody has put it together and done it better than Lincoln. And then I'm just not just saying that today. I think my colleagues here today will say, yes, I've heard Earl say that a number of times. And I will repeat that anywhere at any time. Mayor, your team, the folks here, I appreciate y'all for having me. I'm going to stop talking now, but I just really want to praise and appreciate Lincoln for the work that they do. With that, I'm here to present those funds to the mayor on behalf of Secretary Fudge, our leadership at the U.S. Department of Housing, Urban Development, and like I said, I'm peacock proud, honeymoon happy to say congratulations to Lincoln and its COC and homeless services provider working to take care and dedicate services to you. Mayor, congratulations.
Thank you so much. We like big checks. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can put it on that. Thank you so much, Director Redrick, for your leadership and service and for those incredibly kind words about the amazing people in our community who get this work done. Ensuring that every community member has a safe place to call home is a foundational goal of my administration and of the leaders who have made this possible. This value drives our work to grow Lincoln's housing supply and enhance the quality and affordability of housing in our community. And we take this work really seriously, and we recognize its special relevance to the most vulnerable in our community. And over the past 18 months, the pandemic has underscored the need for safe and affordable housing. The economic impacts of the pandemic have meant that people across the country and right here in our community have become at risk for experiencing homelessness, some for the first time in their lives, and some of them are youth. According to the UNL Center on Children, Families, and the Law, over 2,600 of our young people, ages 16 to 24, sought services to address a housing crisis or were experiencing homelessness over the last 2 years. And last year in Lincoln, 476 youth under age 24 were reported to have experienced a homeless episode at an emergency shelter or in an unsheltered location. So during the pandemic, our community has worked together to address the growing needs of our residents and provide them with assistance. And this $2.2 million HUD grant gives us another tool that will help Lincoln reach its goal to end homelessness for everyone in our community, including our youth. Lincoln is well positioned to use these funds toward their best use because our city's homeless coalition and its continuum of care. This is a really diverse group of local agencies that have come together with a community-wide commitment to serve individuals and families who are near homelessness or experiencing homelessness. This grant is for Lincoln's Youth Homeless Demonstration Program, which will support a range of housing and supportive services specifically designed to assist the young people of our community. And over the next several months, the Lincoln Continuum of Care will work with community stakeholders to create a comprehensive plan to use these grant funds to end youth homelessness in Lincoln. And those stakeholders include the Youth Action Board, a group of young adults who have experienced homelessness or housing instability. And the stakeholders also include human service agencies and partners, including Lincoln Public Schools, the State Department of Health and Human Services, Lancaster County Juvenile Probation, and the city's Urban Development Department. As Director Redrick mentioned, Lincoln's just one of 22 urban continuum of care programs in the nation to receive this highly competitive grant. We're so honeymoon happy ourselves, Director Redrick. Going forward, Lincoln will serve as a national leader in the effort to end homelessness among young adults. The grant funding is specifically for a 2-year demonstration project, and after that, part of the annual HUD funding received by our city will be used to continue to meet the needs of youth ages 24 and under who are experiencing homelessness. Lincoln has already effectively addressed a number of systematic challenges to improve the lives and outcomes of those members of our community who are at risk of or experiencing homelessness. The point-in-time count conducted by the Lincoln Continuum of Care shows that since 2015, the number of individuals experiencing homelessness in our city has dropped by 55%. And the point-in-time count also shows that our community has reduced homelessness among our military veterans by 73%. The United States Interagency Council on Homelessness has recognized Lincoln as one of a select number of communities that have effectively ended homelessness among our veterans by making it rare, of short duration, and non-recurring. The Lincoln Commission on Human Rights partnered with the city's legal community to create the Tenant Assistance Project to provide free legal advice and representation to those in our community who are facing eviction. And over the past year, volunteer attorneys have provided legal assistance to over 560 households, with a 98% success rate at preventing immediate eviction. And the city has used other federal funds to hire a housing rights coordinator. Long-term, our Affordable Housing Initiative has set an ambitious goal to provide 5,000 new or rehabilitated affordable housing units by the year 2030. And finally, our city has provided over $12 million in rent and utility assistance to those affected by the pandemic to prevent eviction and homelessness. Thank you so much to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for this grant. It provides our community with just another opportunity to achieve our goal, to make sure every resident has a safe and secure place to call home. And today we also have with us the current chair of Lincoln's Homeless Coalition's Continuum of Care, Leah Droege from Friendship Home. Leah, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity to speak this morning on behalf of the Lincoln Homeless Coalition, which includes Lincoln's Continuum of Care. We are a collaborative group of more than 45 organizations, partner agencies, and individuals working together to address the issue of homelessness in Lincoln. We know that ending homelessness requires a systemic approach across our community. Changing economic realities, the unpredictability of life, and unsafe or unwelcoming family environments can create situations where individuals, families, and youth find themselves at risk of or experiencing homelessness. We recognize that no individual agency is equipped to solve the community-level challenge of youth homelessness by itself. This Youth Homelessness Demonstration Program grant will help us develop a community-based response and strong service system for identifying these individuals and quickly acting to meet their needs. The grant paves the way for a simplified process for young people in a housing crisis to find and access services, as well as for a range of new programs to address the needs of youth being served in our community. Lincoln's Continuum of Care and the Coalition look forward to working with the City of Lincoln and the community to co-create a support system where every youth and young adult has a place to call home and the tools and skills they need to maintain housing stability, stay healthy, and thrive. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your leadership, Leah. We're so grateful to you and all the work that you've done to make this progress possible. Jeff Chambers is also here with the UNL Center on Children, Families, and the Law. And Jeff is on the Continuum of Care Executive Committee, and his agency will be facilitating the Continuum of Care planning process. Jeff, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Wow, $2.2 million, that's unbelievable. Thank you, Earl, and thank you, Mayor, for allowing us to speak today about this incredible opportunity. This represents, as has been described already, a significant opportunity to affect ending homelessness and housing instability for youth in our community. Ending homelessness, as you've been heard already quite a bit, does not mean that a youth will never experience homelessness again in our city. But what it does mean is our community has developed the system, policies, procedures, and has the resources available in place to ensure that, as the mayor indicated, that any homeless episode will be rare when it does occur, and when it does occur, it will be of short duration and non-recurring. That's what ending homelessness means. These funds are initially established to establish the coordinated community plan and to develop and implement demonstration programs over the next 2 years. As the mayor mentioned, as significant as that planning and development process is the ongoing funding that is available from HUD as a result of this award, which will add over $1 million annually to the HUD COC award that Lincoln receives. This award represents hope for the future, but it also reflects on the strength and ability of the Lincoln Continuum of Care and Homeless Coalition, as Earl and the mayor have both indicated already. To be recognized with this grant from among the over 600 continuums of care that exist across the country is a testament to the tremendous work the entire community has dedicated to assisting those most vulnerable in our community. So Lincoln, congratulations, a job well done, and let's get to work.
Thank you so much, Jeff and Leah and their colleagues and Director Redrick and the people at HUD are just a few of the heroes in this story that we're sharing with you today. I also want to acknowledge the folks at the city's Urban Development Department, Dan Marvin, the director, Brad Schmeichel, who has made so much of this possible. This really is a collective effort, and we're so proud of our community for earning this kind of recognition that we will then put to good use to improve lives in our community. And at this time, we are happy to open things up for questions from the media.
Oh, cool. All right. So first of all, having homeless youth in Lincoln will be a surprise just to some people. By chance, would you know how many youth are in Lincoln, and how big of an issue is this to have, even a grant, come out for this? And you're including people up to the ages of 24, not even 18. Is there a specific reason?
I will allow some of my colleagues to try to answer your question more specifically, but I will say, just from our collaboration with LPS over the years, at any given time, I think most people would be surprised to learn that there are maybe 500 students at LPS who are couch surfing. They may not be someone you see on the streets, but they don't have stable housing. They're depending on the generosity of relatives or friends or neighbors. That instability is something we want to put an end to. And so, yes, we want to cast a wide net to make sure we're capturing all those who are vulnerable in our community. But this is a grant that helps us focus on some of our most young and vulnerable. Do you have anything else you want to add on the numbers? Okay, we can maybe try and get back to you on some specific numbers. Okay. Other questions?
Specifically, why up to 24? Why not cut it off at 18?
Okay, Jeff will come up and share some insight into that.
Yeah, so that's a very good question, and it is a question that's relevant to this. 24 is many people. Obviously, those are young adults, but HUD has identified that 24 and under is the population to be served with the Youth Homeless Demonstration Grant. That is why it is 24. But more substantively, youth, many youth exiting out of our systems, our state systems, either the correction, juvenile justice system or child welfare, are 18 and 19 years of age. They're going into college. a very, very stressful and tenuous time in terms of being able to establish yourself if you don't have the proper supports. That is part of the reason why HUD has identified up to 24 years of age. What we do know is that the more we can prevent homelessness at that age, 18 to 24, the less likely someone is going to have a homeless episode later in their life. Those are some of the critical reasons why we're going, that's extended up to 24, I think, from HUD's perspective.
Any other questions from the media? No? All right, well, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you to all our partners. We're eager to get to work. Thank you.